Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you my TBR pile for the summer CRAMATHON that is happening this weekend, which is July 10th to July 13th, and this readathon is basically intended to just cram a bunch of really small books into a short period of time to, you know, catch up on your year goal. So I just thought this would be a great readathon for me to participate in because I really need to get back on track with my reading goal, and I have a bunch of books here that I picked out. There's a bunch of challenges. This is hosted by Whitney, by the way, at Witty Novels, and she chose some different challenges to try to do. You have to read 5 books or something like that as one of the challenges, but I've made a list, or a pile so to speak, of what I'm going to be reading during the weekend, so I wanted to share that with you guys today. The first challenge is to read a children's book, so I've picked out 2 children's books that I plan to read this weekend, and these are both from the How I Survived Middle School series by Nancy Krulik, which was one of my all-time favorite series when I was younger. This is book 6 and this is book 8. You really don't have to read them in order, and especially because I read these when I was younger, I know the general gist of these books. It's about this girl named Jenny who goes to middle school, and it's just about her and her friends and stuff they do in middle school, and I used to love these books when I was younger, and as you can see, they're very skinny, very easy to read. They're like 100 pages or so each with like pretty big font, so I thought I would be able to get through 2 pretty easily, and I do enjoy these stories. I always thought they were so fun, so I thought these would be perfect for my children's books. Next challenge is to read a hardback book, so I found this one, which is All I Need by Susan Colasanti. This has been on my bookshelf for literally 4 years or something. I've read one other Susan Colasanti book, which was alright. Her writing can be kind of compared to like Sarah Dessen. Her stories are just kind of like beachy, summery, contemporary books. So I haven't read this one yet, but it looks really small, and it's a hardcover, and it's basically just about this girl who meets this boy during the summer, and then they get split apart and they have a long distance relationship or something like that. But I thought it would be pretty easy to get through because it's so small and it's a hardcover, so that completes that challenge if I finish it. The next challenge is to read 2 books in 24 hours, so we'll see if I do that. I'm of course going to have a wrap-up video for the readathon after, so like next week sometime, so make sure to check that out so you can see if I actually read all these books. The challenge after that is to read a graphic novel, and I have never read a graphic novel, never once in my life, so today I went to Barnes & Noble and browsed the graphic novel section until I found this, which I've heard some people talk about, and it seems like it would be super funny, and I think I'll like it, and that is Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Life Volume 1, and this is by Brian Lee O'Malley, and this is a movie, I believe. Scott Pilgrim versus the World or something like that. It's a movie, and I think that the storyline is basically the same. It's about this guy named Scott who has a crush on this girl, but she has these 7 evil exes that he has to defeat in order to get her, and there's a bunch of different ones in the series. I saw all of them there, so there's like 7 or something books, but I bought the first one in the paperback. It's black and white, and it's pictures, and it's a graphic novel, and I really am excited to read this because I've never read a graphic novel, and I figured this would be the perfect time to start one, so I hope I like this. If you guys have read this, let me know. I'd love to hear all your thoughts about it, but I'll let you guys know. Next challenge is to read a book written in verse. So of course the only book I have that's written in verse on my shelf right now is Crank by Ellen Hopkins, which looks super thick, and it's like a lot of pages. It's like over 500 pages, but you can see that like there's barely any words on each page, you know, so it's not going to be a hard thing to read, I don't think. It's basically about this girl who's in high school who gets introduced to crack and ruins her life, I'm assuming, so I'm excited to read this. I have not read any Ellen Hopkins books, I think I said that, but I don't know, they're just very dark and kind of scary, and I've only read 1 book in verse before, so it's kind of a new thing for me, so I hope I'll enjoy this. I know a lot of you guys told me that you really enjoy Ellen Hopkins books, so I'm excited to see if I will too. The last bookish challenge is to read a novella, and the only novella that I could think of to read is Fracture Me by Tahereh Mafi, which is the 2nd novella in the Shatter Me series, and I read the Shatter Me series like last month, and I only read the first novella, which is Destroy Me. Fracture Me is the 2nd one, and it's in Adam's point of view, and I just didn't really feel like reading it at the time just because, I don't know, it didn't feel like a necessity, but this is like the novella. It's like this big, so I'm hoping I can just read it to finish the challenge, you know, and maybe I'll get something from it, and who knows, it might be like so good and it made me realize this huge thing about the book that I didn't even know, but yeah, that's gonna be the novella I'll be reading. And the last challenge is to read 5 books in total, and if I do read all of the books that I just showed you guys, that will be 6 books, so if I read all of these, that would have completed that challenge as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you let me know down below if you're participating participating in the CRAMATHON and what's on your TBR pile. I would love to hear about it. I'll definitely be on Twitter all weekend, you know, tweeting updates about what I'm reading and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to follow me at LovelyLikeLaura, you should do that. There's some fun stuff going on over there. So yeah, that should be good. I definitely encourage you guys to do this readathon. I think it would be so much fun if you guys wanted to join me, and we can talk about it on Twitter all weekend, and it'll be so fun. Definitely let me know below which of these books you think I'll really enjoy, if you've read any of them, which ones you love, which ones I should start first in the readathon. So that'd be really helpful if you guys could do that for me, so thank you in advance. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Please subscribe and like this video if you've not already, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Bye!